great offensive performance and backed up by Nick on the hill there.
Yeah, it was another good game by us. Our guys pieced it together and did a good job to come out on top and continue our run a little bit. It started with Nick setting the tone early, setting him down. And then I thought the bat by Taylor Smart was the backbreaker. 2 outs, runner on first, not a good runner in Hauser. He gets 2 strikes on him, gets a ball that shoots up the middle, hits the bag, kind of caroms out to right center, which allows Hauser to go to third, which allowed Will Maddox to come up and get into a ball and hit it over the right field fence. Those kind of things are important, scoring early, and that you can't underestimate that at bat by Taylor right there. And then we started stringing together innings. We started putting some runs up. The thing I like about this team is that when the other team scores, like they did in the 1 inning, we come back and put a 3 on the board. And those are backbreakers. I thought our defense, again, was fabulous. And our focus was good. And that's a concern sometimes when you're starting to roll as a team and you're playing good baseball, and then you have a team that you don't recognize maybe as a powerhouse, but it's baseball, and you still got to go out there and do things better than the other team. And I'm happy for our guys. They're working hard, and they're deserving everything they get, and they're respecting the game of baseball, and that's what's so important to this coaching staff.
The way that Nick kind of goes out there and sets the tone again, I know in a early season gets a little cold at night to go out there and mow him down the way he does, pounding the zone like that's got to be huge. Well,
I thought Nick's best inning, honestly, was the 7th inning, and he sat for a long time, and the way the scoreboard changed, and it was 13-1. I second-guessed myself, but we scored a lot of runs with 2 outs, and I had a plan in mind. He was at 78 pitches before that inning, and I was going to have him go 7 to get him to stay under the 90-pitch mark, and we started extending the lead. I'm very critical of my guys. I want their expectations to be high. Out of his 3 outings so far, that was probably his least best outing, but it was still a good outing, and I hope that makes sense to you. He was up in the zone more than he has been. His success has been coming with him being down in the zone. And, but that's going to happen from time to time. Your guy's not going to be on his game every single time. But the most important thing is he pitched us to victory. And that, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing.
So for a guy this early in the season to go out there and have statistically a fine outing, but for you to be able to sit there and kind of constructively criticize and say, hey, it's got to be a lot better. Is that sort of the tone here now?
Yeah, I think Nick's smart enough to realize that he knows that that isn't what he's done to get to this point. That was probably a B- game compared to his A games, the first 2 outings that he's had. But we'll go back and fix some things. And again, just like this team keeps hearing, we're very excited about our start, but there's so many things we keep improving on. I don't want anyone to get complacent. From me all the way down, no one's going to get complacent because we still haven't done anything, but we're proud of what we have done so far.
How much does the 2-out production build confidence on a cold night in February?
That I'm glad you said that because that was important. And it wasn't just the 2-out RBI production. It was the 2 outs, nobody on, where we get a base hit, we get a double, and next thing you know, we have 2 or 3 on the board. That is huge. That's sustaining innings right there. That's not with 2 outs. That's not guys shuffling to find their glove because we're going on defense. That's guys believing in themselves and believing in the hitter in front of them and the hitters behind them to keep sustaining innings. And those are backbreakers for teams.
What does tonight mean for Ryan and Jane and the entire Nelson family?
I hope tonight was special. Eric Nelson was a friend that I met 3 years ago, a great individual. I know the family. Tonight was probably a very emotional night for them. Win, lose, or draw, I hope the Nelsons realize with the Tennessee family how much respect we have for them and for Eric. And Eric wasn't here physically tonight, but I know he was here tonight, if that makes sense.
Anything else?